Welcome back to Mass Appeal. So I'm back with my co-hosts for the day. You've heard their voices, but now you're seeing their faces. Mike Baxendale and John O'Brien from Bax and O'Brien, Rock 102. But now we're talking Buckley Healthcare Center. It's up in Greenfield. Maybe one day you'll go there. It's a place where life is celebrated.
Have to go there?
You don't have to, okay. But the food's pretty tasty because one of their standout features at the center is the food. They have their own restaurant on site. And we got Mike Harrison to share a recipe for penne and pancetta in a tomato cream sauce.
Yep. Whew.
How do you start making something like this?
First thing I did is I cooked off the pancetta.
And that's like an Italian bacon, right?
I call it, it's the tenderloin of bacon.
All right.
It's actually the belly of the pig, but it's probably the best to use for the fat content and for the flavor and taste. So what I did is I seared that off in a pan, pulled the pancetta out, add a little bit of olive oil and fresh chopped garlic. I'm going to saute that. I sauteed that for about 30 seconds. Then I'm going to add
cream.
This is some whipping cream.
This probably wouldn't be one of those things that are mentioned in the other segment, but
no. Can you lick the pan when you're done, no matter how hot it is?
Well, I'd let it cool first.
Oh, okay.
I'd let it cool first because you'll lose all that taste in the tip of your tongue.
For
what
months.
What part of the pig does the bacon usually come from?
Good question.
Yes.
You don't have to know. I don't know. I think it's all over. No, it's the underside.
I think it's kind of like the rib part.
Yeah.
That's where I would guess.
I think you're right.
It's the most delicious part of the pig. It really is. I mean, there's a lot of delicious parts, but that's
I would say
right
bacon's
there.
#1.
It really is.
Now let's talk a little bit about Buckley. It's up in Greenfield, and you do tremendous work for senior citizens and people who are recovering and rehabilitating up there.
One of the things, like I said last time we were here, we admitted 63 folks in 1 month and put 63 folks back in their home. That's due to the diligent and hard work of the nursing and the rehabilitation part of our center.
Well, and don't cut yourself short, too, because you nourish these people from the inside out, too. You give them healthy sustenance that they can go home and then start making it themselves, too, to live a better life.
Well, thank you. I'm blessed with a great crew, but what we do is our restaurant has the visitors come more often and stay a lot longer. And there's nothing better than when you're in a center like that your loved ones feel comfortable and coming in there and, you know, and entertaining.
That's true, yeah. You want to come and visit your relatives when the food's good.
Yeah.
You want to
if I were elderly, you need like a nautical winch to pull me out of there if the meals are this good.
No,
I mean,
exactly.
You couldn't get me out of there.
If you were elderly?
If I were elderly, right.
Yeah, if being the operative
Some
word.
of the things that we do homemade crab cakes, baby back ribs, shrimp Alfredos. It's not, like we always speak that the nursing centers get such a bad rap in the community. I go out and I speak in some of the culinary schools and telling these chefs that learn from what I did. I used to work in the restaurants where you're working, you're getting Sunday and Monday off or Monday and Tuesday off. You're working till 10 o'clock at night. You can take that skill and take it into an institution and not only make the difference in their lives, but create a good environment for your home life and your family.
Absolutely.
A couple of things that are coming up is I have about 150 visitors for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
and I
get mad after I have 6 visitors for Thanksgiving.
I don't like having visitors.
And I love it because we have tables of 10 and 11 people. People use my restaurant as their home for the holidays. The other thing that we do is we do an open house for the holiday party where we'll see 300 to 400 visitors. We have a Christmas village with cookie decorating and gingerbread house making, and
you make it like a home there.
Mrs. Claus comes and reads stories to the kids in front of the tree, and there is literally about 10 different stations that the folks just go to, everything from raw bars to chocolate fountains to creme brulees to baked Alaskas.
I wish I was older right now for this.
And we do it well, and we have fun with it.
I'm with you. I wish you're older than us. How do that feel?
I think there's just too much focus on family at Thanksgiving.
Let's focus on family. All right, unfortunately, we're running a little bit low on time, so what I need you to do is work on this a little bit because these gentlemen are hungry. I'm pretty hungry. Buckley Healthcare Center, thank you so much. We're going to finish up this recipe in a little bit. I can't wait. It smells amazing in here. Well, 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 look who the cat dragged in. I'm back with my co-host for the day, Baxton O'Brien from Rock 102, and Chef Mike Harrison to finish up our penne with pancetta. It smells so good in here. Gentlemen, are you excited to dig in?
This looks good too.
It does smell good.
So since the commercial, what have you done? Because I know earlier we put the oil in, there was pancetta, there was garlic, what else?
I added the diced tomatoes with the sauce. Added a little bit of one of the things I do is I always save some of the pasta water because you can always add that to thin down a sauce that becomes too thick. You can add it to the pasta. It has great flavor. One of the things that we talked about once before is I like to cook my pasta in my sauce because pastas it's sponge and it's going to absorb all that flavor.
So what do you mean? You cook it in there? Do you pre-cook it at all in the pan?
Well, I like to cook it in there because of TV time and allowances. We weren't able to do that. But what I usually do is I cook my sauce in a big enough pan that I can toss the pasta right in there, whether it's chicken cacciatore or chicken marsala or whatever, and it's just going to add to the flavor.
That's a pretty good idea.
I like to have a nice big tall glass of iced pasta water. Could I do that? Would that be all right?
You could.
Yeah,
Sure, we could.
that sounds like it'd be really
We could
good.
arrange for it. Maybe at the end of the show we'll challenge you to drink it.
Can we just
Great.
put like a mug of the sauce right in there? I mean, that would be
You can
terrific.
sip some sauce.
Yeah.
Now, how do you know when it's done?
Well, you want consistency. You want it to get a consistency that basically will cover the spoon. Like I said, we're gonna plate something up right now, but still continue to let the sauce cook.
Sounds good? Yeah, because this is a process. It can take days if you wanted to.
Absolutely.
We don't have that much time.
No, we do not. We have roughly 28 minutes to go in the show. And I'm sure it couldn't come faster for you two.
It's amazing how slow 28 minutes can be.
Oh, you.
What's nice about this sauce is just a base. You can pretty much add anything you want to it. Frozen peas, asparagus,
Crayons.
toenail
clippings, whatever you want.
Matchbox car. No,
All of these things. That'll end in a trip to probably the Buckley Healthcare Center. Put a Matchbox car in there.
little pine nuts. Some cannellini beans.
Now, what you're seeing from the overhead shot is John trying to steal the plate.
Well,
right
I'm
now.
not trying to steal it. I thought we were going to eat it.
I've got some patience. That's what I've got.
Yeah, patience. Watch, Mr. I won't eat that. It's not on my diet.
I'm not going to eat that.
Yeah,
Okay,
see?
the pasta.
That's what I mean.
I can, however, eat what remains of the pancetta. I can.
You can wolf
I
that
will.
down. That's fine by me. Well, I want to thank you for being here. Buckley Healthcare Center,
pleasure.
Greenfield. You do great work for people, and you're right. You help make family in
There we
Greenfield,
go.
especially during the holidays. It's a pleasure having you here today.
Sorry, Sal.
I'll
you know
I'll
what?
just take this.
Yeah,
Don't
you
worry.
take that, I'll
Snob.
eat that. But we have commercials so that I can
Here
eat
we
that.
go.
Hey, if you want more information on the Buckley Healthcare Center in Greenfield, just visit buckleyhealthcare.com. You can also get a copy of this very tasty recipe on our website, mymassappeal.com, a little bit later in the show.
What are these